Hello and welcome to today's live painting session. Today we will be painting based on the value study which you see this way, this side. And if you missed yesterday's session, then this is what we painted in yesterday's session. If anyone is here, can you please let me know if there is any echo while you are hearing? Uh, okay, I'll assume that everything is fine and I will proceed. And for that, I will hide myself, my video, and then we can concentrate on the painting process as usual. So, this is, let me adjust the camera, and this is the mic here. So, okay, I hope you are able to see this properly. Okay, let's start with, let me get my brushes and colors. I'll be first, as usual, drawing the composition here. And inside this, I'll have my painting. And now the composition. The land is sloping this side, and it's going up like this. And the big tree or the main object is here somewhere. And if you missed the value sketch part of this video, then you can go and watch it in the on my YouTube channel. In there is a playlist which I have created which will have that video along with all the videos of previous painting sessions. So do check that out. And I want to suggest that these bushes are also not at the same level. They are, some are back, some are in front. And I just want to break the monotony of the single line slope. There is a slope like this also. And the shadow will be somewhere here. And the mountains. I'm changing the shape of the mountain here. And I want to show these mountains as the ones which are in the Sahyadri, so which are having these layers of rocks and something here. So that's the broad sketch. Let me start painting now. Yesterday, when I switched on my camera along with this video, I realized that of course, I realized it after the session was over that whenever I had my video also showing, at that time there was an echo, And so now I need the first green, and the light is of course coming in from here because I painted the shadow on this side, drawn the shadow on this side. Some yellow and some burnt sienna. Someone named Old Winter King is saying, good to see some good old fashioned art. Yes, nowadays, oh, you are from Twitch. So thanks for the comment. Yes, there is a lot of digital art which goes on. So that's the thing which you are referring to, I guess. And yes, but I like, though I do digital art to some extent, I like the traditional art mediums much more. And let me make this side darker. In the video, you see this quite dark. It's not that actually, not dark, so dark, right? Let's see if I can adjust something, and now should be able to see it better. But still, it's not as natural as what I can see, of course, because of the video. Okay, now let's modify this color with some white and some more blue. By the way, I'm using um, ultramarine blue gouache, ultramarine blue. These are all watercolors, chrome yellow or gamboge, burnt sienna, and white primarily. I might use vermilion a bit and yellow ochre if needed. So that's my color palette. Now this is the color for this shrub. I'm going to add a bit of yellow and slightly darker color at the base and on this side. And I might throw in a bit of yellow ochre just to vary the color of the bush. A bit of white to push this shrub further into distance. No, I want to make sure that they look as if they are on this slope, otherwise it won't read as slope. Anyway, I'll just put in one here. Now let's paint the mountain. For that, I will start with Let's start with yellow ochre. Add a bit of vermilion to it and white. I want this light creamish color. And I'll probably give it all over the mountain shape. The techniques which I'm using here are the same for all opaque mediums. So you could use oils or acrylics even and paint with these same techniques. Just the thing is, acrylic will dry fast, but oil will take a lot of time. So you'll just have to adjust this process for that drying time. Otherwise, opacity wise, this is the same in all these opaque mediums. If you paint with transparent watercolors, of course, it'll be different because the medium behaves completely differently. Okay, now let me add those. I want to make a color which is similar to this, but it has to be lighter and bluish. I'll add a lot of white. I want it to be the same value as this almost, if not the same. Let's see. Yes, can make it slightly greenish. I'll just add this a bit. Bit of white. And in some places, I will put in some burnt sienna. These are actually trees which are growing of the same type as this, but because they are so far off, they look so light and bluish. I'm coming in with this same color again. Now let's paint the distant mountain, and for that I'll again use a large brush and I will start with same color but much more lighter version, because it's the same kind of mountain but it's far off, even more into distance, and I'll add a bit of blue in it because of the distance it is at. So lighter and more bluish. Yes. As I come down, I will add a bit more blue. And what I will do is, instead of applying this kind of color, I will make this a little more bluish and then add these brush strokes, which will have the same effect, but they are at a distant distance. And that's why they are so light. And the value difference between these two is also very less. So that's what I want to suggest. Now let's paint the foreground. The foreground, I will start with yellow ochre and I'll reuse this pool because I don't want any pure yellow ochre. I could have created this color, but it's just sometimes more convenient to use ready made. Here now I have to be careful to paint so that it suggests the ups and downs and the distance also. And I'll make it lighter here by adding some more white. And I will make it darker towards the base by adding some burnt sienna and a bit of blue. That's too dark, I guess. So some more white. Because we see more yellows and reds in the objects which are closer to us. The closer objects appear more warmer, and as the same object recedes into distance, those wavelengths kind of get lost, and we only see blues and greens left in that color. So that's why the same object, when it is placed at a distance, it becomes less intense. The value difference goes down and also becomes much more bluish in color. Now I will add a bit of yellow ochre, some more white, and I'll adjust these edges because this is grass growing on this slope, and of course it will not be making these clean lines. This is looking a very sharp line. I'll have to do something about it. I'll make it less obvious. Now let's paint the sky and then we can get into the details. To paint the sky, what I will do is I will modify this color by adding white and some more blue because I don't want pure light blue. That's the reason I can use this. I just want to see the value difference between these. It's not much, so I'll have to add more white. Yes, this looks good. And in this painting, the sky is not a major shape, so I'm not showing a lot of gradation in the sky from top to bottom. If it was, then I would have shown it. Yeah, that's enough, I guess. It's a hint of blue, nothing more. Yeah, that pushes the value difference between these two should be smaller so that, which is the case right now, so that the mountain looks at seems to be at a distance. Otherwise, it kind of comes closer. Now let's. So that completes the second phase of the painting, which is the block in. Now I can come in with all the details. So I'll start with this dark large tree. So again, I'm making that dark color with blue and burnt sienna and some yellow. And now I'll be using a smaller brush and make it darker at the base because this is the darkest shape in the painting. And I'll use this dark color to paint the trunk. And I will use this same color but slightly thinned out to paint a few details here. Not much. I'm using a light touch of the brush Now let's paint the lighter side of the paint of the trees. So I'll start with this yellow and add it here and use it to paint these bright portions of the. I'll add a bit of white to make it a bit opaque. And there'll be some light falling on these too. And I will, instead of using the same color, I will use yellow ochre and mix it here in this color. That should give me a lighter color for these trees. So even though it's yellow, it's not the same yellow. It will not create the same effect. Now I need to add some details to the foreground, and for that I'll use even a smaller brush. Yeah, before that I need to paint the shadow. The shadow will be a darker version of this. I'll start with yellow ochre and add burnt sienna and add a bit of blue. I don't like this color because there is white in it, so I'll make this color again. Some yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and blue. Some more blue. Hopefully this will be good. Yes, looks good. So the shadow starts here. And there is this shadow is of the top portion. But this shadow will be lighter than this because of the proximity to the tree. So this will get more reflected light and this not so much. So now it looks like a shadow or a slope rather, not shadow. And now I'll use this color to add some texture on the slope. This was too light or too dark rather. I had a worn out brush which was kind of perfect for this kind of textural feel. I don't have that right now. So I'll have to. So there'll be some grass which will be growing, which is without this texture, it would look as if the slope is very smooth and there is nothing growing on the slope, which is not the case. So I'm using this brush to make or to create the texture of this grass. And there'll be texture here also, but it will not be as prominent as in the foreground because it's at a distance. Looks good, I guess. Only thing I need to get rid of is this line. Yes. And I might as well suggest a rock somewhere here, or rocks rather. It's just a suggestion, it's not description of the rock, and which creates that intrigue and the viewer gets a chance to interpret. If we just fed spoon feed the viewer, then they are not interested in the painting for long. And we are close to the completion. Let's make the outline clear, and then what I'll do is, this line is crooked, so I'll just add a portion to this. Yeah. Now let's add the border, or restate the border rather. There is a bit of haze in the atmosphere, that's why the sky is not blue, and that's the reason you see these mountains also so faint. It was, if it was a very sunny day, then things would have looked different. It is sunny, but it's not very crisp and clear. There is some haze in the air. I think I'm done. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Let me analyze this a bit. If I, or when I paint this, not if, I think I like the painting, so I will try to paint it again, maybe on a larger, at a larger scale, and maybe I might use oil colors. And if I do that, or when I do that, what I will change in this painting is, or rather, let's start from what I like. I like the feeling of this mountain against this sky. It is looking very nice. This mountain is also looking very nice. Only thing I'm slightly bothered about is the lines of these, or the this is the vegetation or trees or grass which is growing in layers, because the slope is not very harsh there, or not very vertical there. So these lines I would try to make them more horizontal, just like these, close to horizontal, because I think that's the way they are. Very rarely you would see lines which are like this. So that is something which I would change if I happen to paint this again. Then I like this, I like this, I like this trees also. And what else? I think I'm very happy, and actually I was not very uh, I mean, this painting came out better than what I had expected. You can see that if you compare it with the value sketch, then the slope I have shown it slightly more tilted, or it's more intense slope. This was the slope in the value study is slightly more gentle. Um, but I like the way the painting has turned out. Only thing what I can and I need to adjust right now is this brushstroke which I by mistake did, and that was creating a problem. So I think the colors are suggesting aerial perspective. The light and dark shades of the same color are suggesting the direction of the light, and the grass is kind of yellow ochre, dried grass. That effect is also very nice. So overall, I am happy. That's it for today. If you are watching this video or my channel for the first time, do give a thumbs up if you like the video. If you are not already subscribed, then please do subscribe to this channel. If you are watching this on Facebook page, then follow the page so that you get notified about the upcoming live sessions. And if you are not aware, will be doing a similar painting session tomorrow also, and Friday most probably will have a live drawing session. So do sign up, do subscribe to the channel, and so that you can participate, you get to know what is happening. And of course, if you like this, then spread this news to your artistic friends so that they can also watch, they can participate. And also, I urge you to practice these paintings at whenever you have time, because that's the way to grow your artistic skills. I think that's it for today. It was so that's it. I mean, I have nothing else to say for now. So that's it. Thank you and see you tomorrow.